Hi, and thank you for watching my video about hair extensions for today. Before I start, I just wanted to make sure to let you know that this video is not designed to promote my salon or my work or anything like that. I just wanted to share all the information, or most of the information I know about where the hair come from and what the clients are getting told in the next visit to the hair salons. I just wanted them to make sure they're getting what they're paying for and just knowing exactly where the hair come from and what they've got on their hair. Another good word we normally hear a lot of, it's Remy hair. You'll hear your hairdresser mentioning this hair is Remy. So what is Remy hair? Remy hair means that the cuticle is facing the same direction from the moment it's being cut from someone's hair. So for example, if I use this bundle of hair and I install it the way it is now from top to bottom, I'm not going to have any problem by knotting or tangling the hair at all. Unfortunately, with a lot of those big companies, when they do this procedure, especially on the large quantity hair and the bundle is being mixed together, they can't control the quality of the hair being Remy at all time. And that's why the hair will look and feel great when you first look at it out of the packet. But unfortunately, as soon as you do the second and the third wash, this is when the problems start happening, and that's why the hair start matting. The next big question is where the hair come from. We'll hear that all the time, people saying it's Russian hair or it's European hair. Yes, Russian hair does exist. When we say Russian hair, does not mean it always come from Russia. It could actually come from Ukraine, from Scandinavia, from Latvia, any Eastern European countries where we still can collect hair from villages and still use it. However, the hair is very, very unique. It's very hard to get and it's very expensive to get. So to try to imagine getting this hair quality in a very large number and try to process it, it's quite impossible to get a large number of this hair and keeping the standard. So why Russian hair or European hair? Or is it better to use European hair or Russian hair? In a way, yes, it's the only country we still can get a lighter version, natural color from. So for example, if I want to lighten this hair color into a platinum blonde, for example, I only need to lift it 2 or 3 shades lighter. So the condition of it has not gone from much more drier than if I'm going to use an Indian hair or Chinese hair, for example. I have to lighten the hair for up to 8 to 10 shades lighter. So that's mean the hair will get drier. On another hand, will I use this beautiful soft bundle on someone with very frizzy blonde hair? No, this is where Indian hair comes in hand. So the answer is try to pick a hair what suits your hair type and what your hair needs. And that's the best way of getting the most natural extension you can imagine. So where most of the hair come from? 2 countries normally, India and China. So you do have the Chinese hair, which it looks great in dark. It will suit quite a lot of people if it was dark, and especially if it was Remy. However, the more you lighten this hair, the more drier it's going to get. Suits someone with a nice dark, long, shiny hair. But you can understand if you bleach this hair up to a nice platinum blonde, it is going to be quite dry and it's not going to last you as long. Indian hair, it's part of their religion. Ladies grow their hair all their life. They're not even allowed to cut it or color it, so they go and donate it to the temple on the special occasions. And hair suppliers normally buy it and then they use it for wigs, hair extensions, anything they can get use out of it. So as you can see with the Indian hair, when it's long, curly and dark, if you bleach it to blonde color, you so can imagine how much drier it's going to be and how it's not going to be as soft as what Russian hair would be in this case, which I will be showing you later what this hair will be like when it's blonder. So you'll see it's going to feel a lot more softer, but unfortunately when you wash it a lot more, it will get much more drier and the hair won't last as long. Okay, and by saying that, it doesn't mean hair only come from India and China. There's a lot of countries like Brazil, Argentina, Uzbek and Peru. We still can manage to get really, really nice dark hair and it suits people with dark and curly hair, but unfortunately China and India is dominating the market a lot more. That's why the majority of suppliers seems to get the hair from there. So how can you tell that's what you have is virgin Russian hair? There's few ways of you telling. Most of Russian hair comes in a bundle. So if it's virgin hair and it comes from Russia or Ukraine, it should come in a bundle like this. If it does come in the perfect plastic pack, most likely it's not Russian hair. That's one of my biggest rules normally I'll see. Another thing as well, try to check the ends. Virgin hair normally, it should be lighter on the ends, that's what it is on the roots, and that's naturally from, you know, after 4 or 5 years normally you should be able to see the hair getting lighter from the sun, it has to feel not too silky and not too glossy, which I will show you after. What to avoid is when you picking hair extension, make sure there's not that fake shine on it, and you should be looking for what your hair should look like, which is nice healthy virgin hair. So this is a perfect example of two different type of hair. So in this hand I have an Indian hair, which if you have a closer look, you can see that this is a processed hair. So you can see that extra shine on it. It feels a lot more softer and shinier. However, it's been coated in silicone, and that's why it feels that way. With this hand, I've got a virgin Russian hair, where if you grab the hair and put it, you can see how the ends are lighter. You can see how it doesn't even have that extra gloss or that dull effect, I'll call it, on it. So that's why this hair, it will last you for so much longer. You can color it, you can do almost anything you want with it. With this one, however, it has been colored, it has been processed, so it won't last you as long as what a Russian hair would. So in my hands now, I've got two different bundles. In this hand, I have the Indian hair, where you can see after being dark and it's been lightened, how it just a bit more drier, it's a bit more coarser. So you can only imagine when you wash this hair a few times, how much more drier it's going to feel. And you can see how thick it is down the bottom, and that's to show you that it's been processed a lot more. However, with the Russian hair, it's so much more softer. You can see it doesn't have that extra shine this one will have, and that hair, you can imagine how much longer it's going to last you because it has not been lifted so many shades lighter. So that's another perfect example of a processed hair, if it comes from India or it comes from China, how it comes in packs. So it's got numbers pretty much, so it's standard, it's got color coding. However, Russian hair, every bundle is different, every bundle is unique, so there is no color numbers for us to actually go by. So we have to find the perfect bundle to match the perfect client's hair, and that's what's so different, that's what's so unique about it. That's standards, that's more customized.